and welcome to this tutorial on Arduinos. Today we'll be looking at joystick control. We're using one of these. This is the joystick in question. It looks kind of like half of what you see on a PS2 controller. And that's exactly what it is, pretty much. You control it left, right, up and down. And this is what you can see on it. Here you have the ground switch, the 5 volt, the VRX, which is the X direction, and the VRY, which is the Y direction, and the switch, which is the push down ability. So that's 5 connections. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a simple function of this joystick, is we are going to use a value of X, which we're going to start off with as 1. And then we're going to have it so that it increments it by a set amount according to what X or Y direction you put it in. So we've got either left, right, up or down. There is applicability, but we're not going to be using that today. So let's have a look at the formula to know more about how we're going to increment this and how it is programmed. So the switch pin, which is the click, is pin number 2. Which is this one here. So this bottom connection here will be, the bottom pin here will be connected to down here to the pin number 2, and this is a digital connection to pin number 2. The X and Y, the next 2 up, will be connected to analog pins 0 and 1 respectively. The 5 volt pin will be connected to the 5 volt connection, and the ground orange one will be connected to one of the ground terminals. So let's just, I've already set this up, so I can just pop this controller right in there, and there we have it. So that joystick is now set up. We've got the thing plugged in as well, so it is set up. So as we've gone through, 0 is X and Y is pin number 1, and these are analog on the analog switch. And in the setup, we have set up a monitor to record and show us what values of X we are getting, and we've also registered the switch pin. Even though we're not going to use it, I've registered it all just so you know how to use it in case you want to. So then let's go more into how we're going to increment the values of X. So let's start with the X direction. So these values, the middle value, so with the X direction you can go this way or that way. And in the middle value is around 523. I can't write upside down, sorry. And then, so the negative value, so then it goes from 0 to 523 to around 1024. So I've said anything greater than 1000 is a registered movement to the right and increments it up by 1. And I've also said anything less than 250 is registered as a movement to the left and it goes down by 1. And I've done exactly the same thing with the Y pin, except anything greater than 750 this time is times by 10. Anything less than 250 is divided by 10. And then I've delayed the whole thing by half a second. And then we're printing out the value of X every half second. Right. So let us then start with a serial monitor. So there we go. And now let's move this joystick into a more recognizable position. Let's move this to the center. So there we go. Now we have our setup. So we have 0, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70, 700, there we go. See, moving up in increments of 10 and moving down in increments of 10. So it seems to be working pretty well. So that is the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope it gives you a very brief insight into joystick control and how to use joysticks to move numbers to begin with, but then this is the very first step into programming shapes and objects and having movement on the screen that you can control. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other tutorials on Python and more on Arduinos and on Excel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.